What is good, YouTube? So in today's video, we have to talk about the trade. So if you guys have been living under a rock or haven't heard, the New York Yankees traded Gio Urshela and Gary Sanchez to the Minnesota Twins for Josh Donaldson, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, and Ben Rortvet. I figured this would be a bit of a more fun way to talk about the trade, so we're gonna do it this way, where I'm just gonna go play some CPU games. So, before I get into the CPU games, I just want to say that the Yankees need to do something big, and what that will be, I don't know. But there needs to be something big happening. And I don't know if I entirely like it. That this is the direction they're going right now. But we'll have to just, wait and see. I hope, that they get another solid pitcher and a couple other guys, because like I said, as of right now, it's not looking too good for them. It is not looking too good for them. So let me start up a CPU game, and then we'll hop into this, to discussions more. So, like I said, Gary Sanchez, Gio Urshela to the Minnesota Twins for Donaldson, Kiner-Falefa, and Rortvet.
Well, the ball should be jumping in this one. We're ready for daytime baseball from Coors Field. We expect.
I'm not entirely upset, but I'm not entirely happy about it. You know.
He will lead this one off today. He's ready. Here's the first pitch.
We got stronger at third base. We got a little stronger at shortstop, right? But we definitely got weaker at catcher, because now we got to rely on both Higashioka and Rortvet. Unless this means that they're going to try to find a way to get somebody else in the mix. I don't know entirely, but I do believe that, they could very well maybe get somebody else off the market. Maybe somebody that's willing to play second, or can play second, or not second, catcher in a secondary position, or play catcher just as a general thing. Now, let's get into this. Let's take a deep dive into it. So with Donaldson, I'm happy. I like that. Good defense. Yes, he is getting older, but it brings good defense, power, and just the ability to help this team win. So that is a plus. The downside is his age, his injuries, and potentially the money, right? So there is that. But I'm not too upset about this trade with Donaldson. Kiner-Falefa, aka the Flying Falafel. It is what it is with him. Obviously he's not going to be bringing, 20, 30 home runs a year like Judge, Giancarlo, Gary, Glaber, all those guys. However, he brings good defense at short. Maybe not the strongest of arms, but good enough. A little bit of speed, can hit to all fields, which is what they need more. Light contact, and not, no heavy contact. Like Judge, Giancarlo, Gallo, Glaber. Just poke it to the fields. And occasionally hit the home run, which is good. I like that. He won the Gold Glove in 2020. I believe he robbed Gio Urshela of that, but that's just my opinion. And overall, I think that I think that he's not the worst grab ever. I don't like it, but I'm gonna have to learn to like it. Where I have the problem with it is catcher. You want to get rid of Gary, fine, but there's no way you didn't explore the option of Mitch Garver, or at least somebody a little bit better than this kid, Because this kid, in his rookie year, batted a .169 with 3 home runs in basically 40 games and had 15 hits. Now, I'm not saying, again, you have to be, you know, Shohei Ohtani all the time or whatever. But if you're a rookie and you get traded and you want people to like you, be like, look, I can bring something to the table. At least have a decent rookie year. Or a mediocre rookie year. He had a terrible rookie year, in my opinion. Now, where I get a little bit like into liking him is he does bring better defense to catcher position than Gary. But I don't think he's the option we need. I'm just gonna throw some names out here for catchers, but if you could get like a JT Realmuto or Yasmani Grandal or a you could have gotten like a Jacob Stallings. You know, that would have been okay for me. But from what I've heard, they are interested in the Oakland A's catcher Sean Murphy, along with Sean Manaea. I would say Matt Olson, but he got traded to the A's, so I would assume that Matt Chapman's up for grabs now, which I would love to see them give that up, because those two guys, Murphy and Chapman would be awesome to have. In terms of other things that they could use, instead of Manaea, I would like to get Montas instead. Keep him away from like the Mets or the Dodgers potentially. But I think with the grabbing of Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, I think that puts us out of the race and the realm of possibilities for both Correa and Story. So, you know, it is what it is with that. And, you know, Yankee fans are just going to have to get along with it. You know, this is the direction the team wants to go. There's nothing we can really do about it. But the way I see it is, if they could upgrade catcher, if they could get some good stuff back for Voit, or maybe a guy like maybe Domingo Germán or Chapman or Britton, somebody, if they could get something back for those guys, and, you know, maybe upgrade again at catcher, and maybe do better at first, and then, you know, all that stuff, I think this team could be very competitive. Right now, the team doesn't look very competitive, but I think there is a chance and a reality where it can be very competitive and should probably be very competitive. It's just a matter of what are the Yankees going to do. You know, that's... And then I stayed up fairly late last night. I usually get off YouTube, Twitch streams early. I stayed up till about 2:30, and I was like, all right, because apparently when that trade went down, there was reports that the Yankees were not done. So I was like, okay, I'll stay up, see if anything comes through. 2:30 came and went. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get off. Maybe by the time I wake up, something's gonna be done. Nothing happened. So I was like, all right. And, you know, the Braves just got Matt Olson, which... Congratulations, Braves. I love that for you guys. I think that's a great one. But where I have the problem with the Yankees is their cheapness. Their willingness to say, oh, we're going to spend big, and then not do it. It's kind of just like a big middle finger to the fans saying, ha, you thought.
Hey, this guy's got an
you know,
89-mile-an-hour changeup. There was a time
so if the Yankees, you know, want something to go their way and go something right and win a championship, you gotta fucking be willing to spend. You can't be fucking, you know, Mr. Cheapy cheap all the time.
They really bunch him up on that one as he
and a lot of people are putting this all on, you know, what's his name, Brian Cashman. A lot of it doesn't belong on Brian Cashman. A lot of it also belongs on Hal. Because if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure he has to go through Hal Steinbrenner. Like, Cashman has to go through Steinbrenner to get the approval for this trade and or this signing, right? Being like, hey, you know, I'm thinking we want to trade this guy for this guy and grab these guys back. Okay. Or I want to sign this guy. We're looking at this amount of years and this amount of money. You know, okay. Or I don't know about that, you know, type shit. So, who knows? I don't think the Yankees are entirely out on Freeman yet, considering that the A's, or not the A's, well, yeah, the A's and the Braves just traded for Olsen. I do think the A's got kind of fleeced, or not the A's, the Braves got kind of fleeced because they gave up a lot for fucking Matt Olson. And I'm not saying they didn't deserve it for Matt Olson, but they gave up a lot for Matt Olson. A lot. Let me see if I can find it on Twitter real quick. They gave up Christian Pache, Shea Langoliers, Ryan Cusick, Joey Estes for Matt Olson. That's who they gave up. I do believe they got kind of fleeced. I don't think that it was, you know, entirely terrible because they gave up a lot of prospects for Matt Olson, which is good. But I don't think those are the prospects that you want to give up for Matt Olson specifically.
And it doesn't matter, right-handed or left-handed pitching, he's one of the elite threats with a bat in his hands.
Yeah, barrel awareness, Matty. And this guy has it. I don't think it's something
I think that you know,
this guy has the ability.
This is going to be an interesting, you know, season. And an off season too. You know, Yankee fans still want Judge extended, which I do too. There's no doubt about that. I want Judge extended too. But it's the willingness of the Yankees. Will they extend him? Will they keep Judge? Will they keep Glaber? Will they keep Voit? Will they keep anybody else in the bullpen? Will they try to flip Donaldson now that he's here at the deadline? You know, what is their plan and what is their end goal? Because right now, the team, to me, doesn't look very good. The team looks kind of rough. It kind of reminds me of the 2017 Yankees. You know, you had a young Aaron Judge, Andujar. Oh, no, Andujar didn't come up until 18. Who else was up in 17? I think Gary's in his second year. You had Dini still. You had a couple other guys. You know, it was just a mishmash of, you know, some kind of like low-end guys. But, you know, back then, that's what got the job done, was the Yankees were one game away from winning it and going to the World Series against the Dodgers. You know? So, I mean, could that potentially happen again? You know, people are like, oh, this team's fucking ass, but then they, you know, wind up being one game away from the World Series again? It could very well happen. I do not think that Donaldson, Kiner-Falefa, and Rortvedt are their only grabs, along with Tim LeCastro being another signing they made to a one-year deal, which I was actually very happy about. And then they also signed to a minor league deal, Nomar Mazara. Was it Nomar Mazara? Hold on, let me see. Oh, excuse me. Or was it somebody else? It was... Oh, Guzman. I'm sorry. It was Ronald Guzman. That guy could be, you know, a decent, like, bench bat, or, you know, if they want to throw him on DH, whatever it may be. I don't think he's going to last long. I think he's going to wind up playing most of the season in the minors, getting released or traded from the Yankees, and then, you know, they're going to be like, all right, see ya. Like, let's say he plays in the minors and tears it up. That could bring up his value a little bit. And then they could be like, all right, package him up for somebody. You know, so we'll have to wait and see. But right now, on the surface, the offseason doesn't look very good. You got Tim LeCastro back, which is good. Fastest player in the MLB. Okay defense. Can poke it to all fields. Kind of like a Kiner-Falefa, DJ LeMahieu type guy. which is good.
A little quick on that swing, and he finds himself
And you can play all over. You can play the infield and the outfield, which, again, is good. Donaldson, you know, severely upgrades our third baseman over Gio. I love Gio to death, but I don't think he was the answer for us at third or at short. Kinder Falefa, definitely upgrading us. Not significantly, but good enough over Gio, over LeMahieu. Well, maybe not over LeMahieu, but definitely over Gio and Glaber. And then Rortvet, you know, makes the catching spot weaker. Obviously better defensively, I would assume, than Gary. That's what I've been hearing, is he's definitely better defensively than Gary. But anything else, I'm not too sure about. So, yeah, guys. So, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below of this trade. Let me know what other moves you can see being more realistic for the Yankees. Because reports were saying that they got Freddie Freeman an offer. They weren't very confident in it because it reminds them of CC. You know, a lot of other teams were in on CC, but then the Yankees wound up getting him. And then same thing with Freeman, they said. You know, a lot of teams are in on Freeman, especially the Dodgers being in on him, and they're hoping he could get it, or they could get him. Again, I wouldn't mind Freeman, but who knows what's going to happen. So let me know what you guys see as more realistic signings. I feel if they don't get Freeman, they're going to bring back Rizzo, which I wouldn't be too upset with. I think he's good first baseman. But I think they definitely need to get some pitching, bullpen, and starting. And I think they definitely need to get a better catcher. I think that's like one of their main things, is definitely going after a better catcher. I just hope that they don't make a mistake and give up too much for like a mediocre at best catcher. So, anyways, guys, I'll see you guys later tonight on Twitch, StevenJansky17, and I hope you guys like the video, and make sure you guys also like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.